Well, welcome everybody to the 10K Project. My name is Cherie, and we are a community of Black people who are getting together to fund Black businesses for as little as $100 per person. Um, what I would like to do is tell you a little bit about the 10K Project, show you a little presentation, take about 10 minutes, introduce all of our new people to what the 10K Project is, because we have seen a lot of growth in our Facebook group. We're so excited to have you here. This is an Ask Us Anything session. We are 1000% transparent, and we want to have you feel comfortable with who we are and where we are going, so that you would not only say yes, you want to be a part of this, but also tell your family, friends, church members, sorority sisters, fraternity brothers, anybody like that as well. So with that, Talisha, before I get started with the presentation, who do we have in the chat tonight?
Mr. Len Mosley has joined us, and he says, hey.
Hey.
Len.
Perfect, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen here and just show you a little bit about what we're doing here. So the 10K Project, again, is a community where Black investors can fund Black businesses for as little as $100. We know that our businesses are the least likely to get funded, and we are actually here to do something about that. And COVID-19 was just like another opportunity for us to see that our businesses are not getting the funds that they need, and that we as a people should come together in order to help solve this issue. So a couple of years ago, I started saying to this group of people here, if 10,000 of us got together and we put $100 each into a business, that's $1 million. We could start funding our own companies, and we could start profiting from our own innovation. And I was saying it, and finally one day they said to me, well, then why don't you do something about it? And I said, there's no way that I could do this by myself. And they said, we got you, we'll do this with you. So I am so grateful to the other 4 people in this company, my co-founders, for helping to launch this dream. Because the truth is, we can be the solution to this problem, and we can earn return on investment for the businesses that we are supporting. So how does the 10K Project work? It's very simple. The first thing is we have membership that will allow you to come into our community, come into our ecosystem, participate, and see the pitches of the businesses that are going to be on our platform. The membership is a one-time fee. It's a lifetime membership for $100. Once you become a member, you will receive culturally relevant investor education. And we are speaking with a couple of partners right now who are going to provide that education. So what are you going to learn? Everything that takes you from being an amateur investor to what I call a sophisticated investor. So there are the financial statements that you will learn how to read. You will be able to learn more about how great businesses structure their teams. You'll learn about total addressable markets and how to tell if an idea is a great idea or not. That's going to happen in the investor education. We're also going to have something called Bet on Black Pitches, which are our live pitch sessions where entrepreneurs are going to come to the community, the entire community, and pitch their businesses to us. And what's different between us and the typical fund out there is that with a fund, the fund managers decide where your money is going. With us, you get to decide for every single business that's on the platform if you want to fund that business. So this week, you might see a business you like, you put money on it. Next week, the business that we have may be a great business, but maybe it doesn't fit in your portfolio. That's perfectly fine as well. You get to decide 100% which businesses you want to support. Now, after these businesses are supported and they raise their money, we didn't want to just leave them with, we didn't want to just leave them empty-handed. Let me just say that. So we are working with partners to provide business support after the businesses are funded. And what does that mean? If the business needs a CPA, if they need a digital marketing expert, if they need help getting on the shelves of Walmart, you know, we will have a network of people that will help to support those businesses so that when they accept our funds, they are able to use them in order to grow their businesses and our money 5x, 10x, 20x, 100x, etc. And then the final thing is our return on investment. So return on investment happens when you have something that's called a liquidity event. All that means is how are we getting our money back? There are three primary ways where we get our money back from these companies. The first is if they decide to do something called an initial public offering. That simply means that they go on the stock exchange, whether it's NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. You'll hear about companies that go public. That is what that means. The second way that you get your money back is if the company is sold. So you will hear about these companies being sold for 30 million, 50 million, 100 million, $1 billion. Instagram was sold for like $19 billion, you know. So you will hear companies being sold to other companies. The third way is what's called dividends. That means that the third way we get our money back is through something called dividends, meaning that the company decides that they have made enough money. They don't want to sell, they don't want to go public, but they're going to take a portion of their profits and return those to us as the investors in the company. So we're working on a few things right now. Talisha and I had a chance to preview our revamped website, which is going to be available to the public on May 22nd. It looks really, really good. We're so excited. So that in membership, if you want to be a member, membership is going to open on May 22nd. We are onboarding our first-class marketing team. We have a great person working with us on Instagram. We are signing the paper for the person who's working with us on Facebook. And we are speaking with several people who are going to do our 2020 virtual press tour. So during the summertime, we're going to have a virtual press tour. And if you think about your favorite artists, when they're coming out with a movie or they're coming out with a record, not a record, was it? I don't know. How did the EP or whatever they do? Eric is the person who knows about this piece of it, but they usually do a press tour, right? They'll go on The Breakfast Club, they'll go on Good Morning America. We're not saying we'll be able to get those heights. However, we are going to visit any and every podcast, blog, group that will have us, especially during the summer and into the fall of 2020. We are completing our FINRA and SEC application. SEC stands for Securities and Exchange Commission. Our platform must be approved by the SEC for us to go live. So we've already hired our attorney. We're already speaking with her. We're already actively working on the application, and that is going to be complete momentarily. And then finally, we're actively discussing the first businesses that will be presented on the platform. So Eric Spence is our Chief Business Development Officer. He is responsible for working with us and telling all of you the process for becoming a business on our platform. So we're going to ask you to help us. You can join us on Facebook and Instagram. We have our Instagram at Black 10K Project, so you can go on Instagram and join us there. We're actively posting there, and tomorrow is going to be my first IGTV live, so, you know, watch out for that. You can share the 10K Project with preferably 2 friends. We really appreciate that. So you can't share individual posts. You actually need to go to the top and share the page, but we are going to ask you to share the Facebook page with others. And on May 22nd, if you like what you're hearing, we're going to ask for you to become a founding member. That's again, Friday, May 22nd. Is when founding membership opens, and we would love to have you as part of our family. So with that, I'm going to open it up to whomever wants to add what I missed during that presentation.
Well, you didn't miss anything. I think you were very thorough. So I'll just kind of open and tell the people who I am. My name is Tuwana Rivers, and I am the Chief Compliance Officer of the 10K Project. And I believe in the 10K Project because I truly think, you know, that we are in a position to better our lives. You know, I really believe that the stance that many of us have had, that someone's coming to save us, I believe it's a falsity. It's not happening. They're not coming, right? We've waited way too long for them to come. So now it's time for us to change position and take care of ourselves. And when I think about the success that we can achieve, you know, as a people, the thing we talk about magic, that's not make-believe. It's not a tagline. We are an amazing people. And just imagine the success that we see around us from our people. We see many of us succeeding every single day. And that's without us coming together in full force. So I just keep thinking, imagine if we were able to come together the way I know we can come together, what difference we can make generations to come. And it's proven, right? Other cultures have successfully done just this. And so, you know, I'm so happy that you guys decided to accept our invitation to the Facebook group, and we hope you continue to join us on this journey. But I am just super excited about what this can be and what this really means for our people.
I'll jump in on that. I'm Dr. Keisha Waddell, Chief Instructional Officer of the 10K Project, and I just want to echo the whole idea of our Black excellence. You know, that we, like Tuwana was just saying, you know, we see Black excellence all day long, 365. You know, and here's an opportunity for us to really come together in a systemic platform, you know, in a way that we can really put our money where our mouths are. You know, we talk about, you know, what somebody should do, what somebody else should do. Well, we are those people, and the people who we've already seen in our community are very much like-minded and are ready to support one another. So I'm just excited that we've all lived to this point where regulations support us, you know, in terms of being able to be a retail investor or
Unaccredited?
Well, not just unaccredited. I was going to say something else, but unaccredited investor. And be able to really support other entrepreneurs in the way that we probably already do in our individual, you know, ways. But this is in a so much more impactful when we're talking about equity, ownership. You know, we're talking about impacting communities at large, impacting you know, individuals towards, you know, our ultimate goal, which is generational wealth. So it's exciting. It's exciting. These are the kind of projects I definitely plan to always be a part of. And I'm really pleased to be with my team here and have us step out and do what it is we've been talking about as a people for quite some time. So.
You know, I can just say for myself, I'm a big believer in Black ingenuity. And I want us to get behind these ideas. Many of us, I have children that, I'm raising up. Many of you do too. And you may have nephews, nieces, cousins in your family that you want to provide and to see a world in which they can then take those brilliant ideas that they are then crafting and creating and be able to create businesses, whole industries, that maybe many of us haven't even seen before yet. We want to be, really a platform that's there, that's available for people to be able to do that, for our people to be able to do that. And that's always been a strong core principle of mine. And I couldn't be prouder to be a part of this.
Me, I guess. I would say we are the purveyors of technology in an interesting way. We take everything and make it our own and make it better. So why not at the first part of the availability of to try to build something for us by us. So this is the time where we have the ability, recessions always bring out the best in people in the sense that there's always these big, great businesses that emerge from the dust. We can be our own phoenix in that sense and do what we need to do with the resources that we have. We know how to do the things that we need to do. We just need to do it collaboratively and collectively. So that's what the 10K project truly is.
Okay, hey everybody. All right, so we have several people on Facebook watching. I want to encourage you to ask your questions here. You can ask any question here. We're 100%, 1,000% transparent here. We do have membership opening up on Friday, May 22nd. We're putting the final couple of touches on it. I just received a call today from one of the top people at our Black bank. Welcoming me aboard, and we had a couple of things to go over today. So I told her that when things really lifted up and I was going to get down there to go and visit her and the rest of the people that helped me at that bank. So we are definitely banking Black. We're putting our money where our mouth is. Oh, look at Dr. Keisha. I love the money. Yes.
You want to slip that in there?
I'm proud to say that everybody that we have hired thus far to help us with this, all Black. That doesn't mean we exclude people from other races if someone is able to help us in a strategic manner, because we do have a couple of advisors that we're talking to who are not Black, but they love Black people. They are here for us and they are allies. So, yes, Dr. Keisha, I love that.
It's out of control tonight.
Yes.
This is what I do. This is what I do. I just haven't got a chance to do it with you guys. So this is
Oh
great.
my goodness.
So I'm like, okay, what else you got? Keep going. I got something for
We
everybody.
got to give a shout out. We got to give a shout out to Miss Audrey. She's in the audience here, and she is our web developer.
Hello,
So
Audrey.
Miss Audrey did a wonderful job. I can't wait for you guys to see her work and mastery in this to make sure that we have everything that you need and want in a beautiful layout and just representative of us. And so she's did a magnificent job, and we want to thank her very much for that.
Yes. And Audrey, please put your website in the chat so everyone can see you. I think it's tailormadebranding.com.
Yes, it is.
Yes, Taylor, Taylor, tailormadebranding.com. She's done 3 websites for us. They've all been amazing. She not only does the website, but she does the SEO, which stands for search engine optimization as well. And let me tell you, the first person that I hired for my own personal website, I did not know that she did not do the SEO for the website. And that is how Google ranks you and finds you, is you have to have certain things in certain places on the website. I know that it needs to be done. I don't know all the aspects of it, but I was a little ticked off person when I found out that the person did not do the SEO, but Audrey does, and she's very thorough as well. So, and she's reasonably priced too. I feel comfortable saying that in terms of we not going Pakistani Indian prices here, like, However, in terms of reasonably priced, she's very reasonably priced. So we support Black business here, and we definitely support Audrey, tailormadebranding.com. And on Friday, when you see the website, you'll say, oh, I see what they were talking about. So
we have a few questions. So
yes.
Here we go. So the first one is, to invest in the business, will that be in addition to the membership fee?
Yes, it will. Yes, it will. So the membership fee is $100. It's a one-time, lifetime membership fee, and it gets you entry. And then every business that you invest in, the minimum is $100. So on other platforms, entrepreneurs are able to say, my minimum is 1,000, my minimum is 700. Well, on our platform, every entrepreneur will agree that their minimum is going to be $100 so that we can make it affordable for everyone. And that's one of the core values that we have, is that everyone can participate in this. So, Talisha, was there another question?
A series of them. So here we go. Ms. Vanessa asked, after the initial investment, what type of investments would be required in the near future?
So we don't have any requirements like you have to do a certain number of deals per year. We don't have any requirements like that. However, we are actively engaging the best of the best in the community so that you will say, I've got to get on the platform this week. I've got to see who is doing their pitch this week. And if you have kids, I got to put my kids in front of this as well, because they're going to see different industries, different occupations, different businesses that they've never seen before. So our goal is to bring you such great quality businesses and live pitches, because these entrepreneurs will be practicing their pitches as well, that you'll say, I want to be here. I want to come back continuously over and over again to see what's happening.
Or specifically, won't they say, I got my 100.
Got my 100.
All right.
Green falling little things there. We need that. We need that. She's not doing it. There we go.
There we go.
We need to see the effects now. We're going from there. So the last
How did you know, huh?
It says, will there be resources to support people who have ideas for new businesses but don't know where to start to bring those ideas to life?
Yes, there will be. So we have a partnership that we are still negotiating, but one of the things we talked about was having a system set up where if you are just either starting business, or you're not sure if crowdfunding is right for you, or you want to do crowdfunding but you're not quite there yet, this person will educate you through the process of making all of those decisions. And no matter what, even if you decide not to get crowdfunding, we want the education to be so robust that you become a better entrepreneur, whether or not you decide to go for funding or not. Because let's be real, not all of our businesses necessarily need funding, but we can all be better educated on how to market better, sell better, hire better, lead better, read our financial statements, all of those things. So, yes.
That's all the questions so far.
Okay, perfect. So I want to share my screen one more time, just in case people came in late, and just do my presentation. This is going to be
one more. It says, will there be a binding contract, something to assure or ensure monies will not be misused?
So that's a great question. The SEC guides this entire process. So from our point of view, in terms of being the platform, we are governed by the SEC, and any business that comes on is also governed by the SEC. So there will be agreements that are in place. Now, in terms of misuse, there are 3 agencies that put people in prison. That's the IRS, the FBI, and the SEC. Cherie is not going to jail for nobody. So, that's all I can say.
She's just a
So I'll I'll just add also that, so absolutely there will be contractual agreements. You'll also, at the end of campaigns, you'll receive a share certificate that you can, put in the safe, put in the lockbox, make sure your family knows it's there in the event anything happens. There'll be several agreements built into the system, but then also after a campaign closes, the issuer, i.e. the business, is responsible for making sure you have all the legal documents that you need to ensure you are truly a shareholder in their company. And so as Cherie said, the SEC mandates that, and we will comply.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't play with the SEC. So, and the truth is, and I'm going to say this, and I hope that people understand where I'm coming from. We are following SEC rules in terms of who comes on the platform, but you as individual investors also need to do your own research. Research the people, research the teams, research the companies, research the industries. I don't care if you're putting $100 in or $1,000 or how much. You also want to do your own what's called due diligence or research. And that's what also takes you from being an amateur investor to a sophisticated investor as well. So
and also to that end, right, Cherie, we'll have that kind of education for both we spoke about the entrepreneurs, but for our investors as well. Because that's exactly what we're trying to do, is build you from an amateur, or in retail type to someone who is much more savvy, to be sure.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Exactly. So we will even have, so people will be able to take due diligence training. Some of the training, if you choose, can be very elementary. And then if you are a real geek like I am about it, and those of us who like to do our research about it, then you can do a deep dive into how professional investors do their due diligence. So, and that's actually one of the exciting things that I'm looking forward to the community learning, is how to do due diligence, because when you get to that point, then again, as you are an entrepreneur out there, you'll start to be able to question. Let's say someone comes to you with a franchise idea, someone comes to you with a car wash that they want to do, things like that. You'll be able to better judge the types of business opportunities that are out there. So.
Yeah, and you'll learn the right questions to ask, right? Cherie talked about the pitches that we're going to be doing. You get to ask the business owner questions about their business, about their financials. And so the training will allow you to know what question is pertinent, what question is going to give you, if you only get one question, right, to make your decision, to make sure you're educated enough to ask that one question. Is going to give you enough information that you can make the determination. And so, we are going to partner with financial organizations that can provide that training so that you can have access to it. And there'll be some that, you may decide, okay, I've learned the basics, and now I want to learn how to really gain generational wealth, right? I want to open a trust, or I want to do this, I want to do that. Then there'll be, a way for you to connect directly with that partner, and maybe you buy a package from them to give you that more robust training. But we will be providing some basic education, and maybe even, I would even say intermediate. But as you get into more advanced, you may have to consult with a financial advisor for that level of education. But we're definitely going to get you started and on your way.
Yeah, one of the things that I like to tell people.
Hold on, Cherie, this kind of ties into what you're asking. Sure. Because they're saying, is there a certain time frame to invest? Like, if there is an example of how do they do their research while the pitch is being done?
That's a great question. So there's a legal statute or rule with regards to how long an investment can be on a platform, and it's 90 days. So what we're going to do, most likely, don't hold us 1,000% to this, but I'm kind of like 90% sure, is we will have the investment on the platform for like a couple of weeks, and then they'll do their live pitch. So that way you have a chance to look at their information. then they'll do their live pitch, and then there'll be another 6 to 8 weeks on the platform for you to make your decision about that specific business. So we are going to give you enough time to research that company and to have Q&A, live Q&A with that entrepreneur. And the law requires this as well. As a platform, we have to give you the ability to ask questions during that entire 90-day period. So let's say you didn't ask something during the live pitch. That's perfectly fine. You can go to that that page that that business owner has and click a button and ask your question, and that question will be public as well. So not only will the entrepreneur see it, but also the other investors or other interested people will see the answer as well. So yeah, so it'll be, I'm going to liken it to like a Facebook comment where you have a post up and then people are responding underneath the post, even though it'll be a little bit more legally compliant than that.
And I'll also just add that the business owner also has some SEC criteria that they have to meet as well. So it's not just us, right? Mm-hmm. So a couple of things, they have to have a business plan, they have to have audited financials. And so there's an investment for them as well that they're making into this in order to make sure that they are presenting themselves properly to you. So the SEC mandates that as well. So that does to some extent, at least for me, it makes me feel a little more comfortable that if we don't vet an option well, the SEC is still doing their part to say, yes, this company meets the criteria. But ultimately, as an investor, it is on us. And I'll say this a million times to make sure everyone's clear. We should, and I say we because I'm an investor, right? We should not invest money that we cannot stand to lose, right? While we want to see this money increase 10, 100 times, we have to be prepared for it to diminish 100%. So no rent money, no grocery money, no bill money, right? This has to be disposable income. So one of the other things the education is going to do is to be able to help you money management courses and how do I save? How do I create a budget? Those are the basic, right, foundational investment education courses that we'll have out there first for you. Because that's the key, is you want to be able to build the disposable income so that you can then build the wealth.
Absolutely. I want to say something else as well. If you are an accountant, if you are a digital marketer, if you have skills that can help businesses grow, there's something for you as well. So we are going to have partner organizations that we're working with in order to help these businesses before, during, and after funding. We will let you as a community know who those organizations are as well, so that you are able to say, hey, you know what? I do XYZ. I can connect with this organization over here because, so legally, we as the platform cannot say, hey, Dr. Keisha, hey, Talisha, I know you're raising $1 million. I want you to hire Dr. Keisha to do XYZ. That is illegal, okay? However, we want you as a community to be able to help the businesses if you have the skills to do it, okay? Help the businesses before, during, and after funding. So we are going to be transparent with the partner organizations that we're showing the entrepreneurs so that you can make a decision if you want to participate with those partner organizations, okay? Because we personally want to see the money circulate in the community. I can't say any more than that, but I hope you're getting my drift. So somebody is saying here, Vanessa's saying here, I like this. It sounds like a marriage between the Black Business School and Shark Tank. Yeah, I guess that's a pretty good Pretty good saying. So, do we have any other questions, Talisha?
Not at this time.
Okay. Well, I want to run through, because I see we have a few more people in here. I want to run through the presentation again, just really quickly. It's going to be lickety split, just to make sure that everybody is up to speed with what we are doing here. So the 10K project is all about us as a community funding Black businesses. So we are a community where Black investors can fund Black businesses for as little as $100 per person. Because our businesses are less likely to receive funding, we know that we can be the solution to this problem. And I was saying for a couple of years, if 10,000 of us got together, we put in $100 each, that's $1 million. We could start funding our own companies and we can profit from our own innovation. We know our people are some of the most innovative people on the planet, yet one of the top reasons that our businesses don't have the same level of results as others is because they're not properly funded. And we are here to help solve that problem. So we can be the solution and earn return on investment and make money and profit from our own innovation. And when I say innovation, I don't just mean technology. We mean manufacturing, food products, hair products, services. I'd love to see someone come on and do some things around elder care, education, etc. So any industry you can think of, if you have an innovative idea, then we would want you to consider the 10K project as a way for you to get the funding for it. So how does it work? We have a one-time membership fee of $100. It's a lifetime membership fee. With that membership, you get access to an entrance to our ecosystem, which includes investor education. It includes our Bet on Black pitches, which are times where the entrepreneurs come on and they tell us about their businesses and why we should invest in them. The businesses receive support after funding, and we get a return on investment when something called a liquidity event happens, whether the company makes a lot of money and they decide to give us a dividend, or whether they go public, or whether they're purchased and we sell our shares that way. So on May 22nd, we are launching and relaunching our website, and membership will be open this coming Friday. We are bringing on a marketing team. We're doing a virtual press tour during the summer. We have our SEC application we've already started working on, and we're actively discussing the first businesses that are going to be presented on the platform. So we're going to ask for your help. If you are not on our Instagram page, please join us on Instagram. Please share our Facebook page with your friends, your family, anyone you think is going to be receptive to this. And consider being a founding member May 22nd. If you want to email me at info@the10kproject.com, info@the10kproject.com. Say, hey, Cherie, I want to be a member on May 22nd. Let me know. We'll put you on our VIP list and we'll ping you on Friday when the website is up and we're ready to go. So with that, I'd like to go around and, Talisha, I'm sorry, does anybody else have any additional questions? And in the Facebook group, this is our Q&A, ask us anything. So please ask us any questions that you have. Talisha, do we have anyone with any additional questions?
Not this time, we're good.
Okay. All right, perfect. So I do see Dean saying our very own WeFunder Start Engine times 10.
That's it, Dean. Yep.
Times, we are WeFunder Plus, okay? So, all righty then. So I'm going to go around, and Eric, I'm going to have you start. Final comments for the family.
I just want everyone to, hey, just like you just said, Sheree, ask us whatever questions you may have. We really do believe in transparency. We want you to trust us. So ask us whatever you have. We're not going to be offended. You know, you're not going to scare us off or anything like that. We're fully committed to this. Ask us, because we want you to be fully confident in this platform and what we're launching. So I just wanted to really open that up. I know that we've seen things happen time before, and then people have, hey, you know, how did that turn out that way? But you know what, we really do want to, you know, really walk the walk. So whatever questions you have, don't hesitate. Shoot them out to us, ask us, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Yeah, because if you have that question, chances are 10, 20 other people have that same question. We can add it to the FAQ. We can add it to our comments, our presentation, etc. So it just makes us stronger. So please do that. Tuwana.
So I'll just close by saying, you know, I'm an amateur investor, and by the time I hear about a good deal, you know, it's already public and, you know, publicly traded company, and all the real money is already made, right? And so I'm just getting pennies on my dollar at that point. And what crowdfunding allows us to have the opportunity to do is to really get in on that ground floor we keep hearing about, right? And so, you know, we get to see that unicorn company blossom. You know, we get to watch the journey. I crowdfund now for equity, and I can tell you there are a couple of businesses that I've invested in, and you can see the work the owner, the entrepreneur is doing, and you know there's magic there, and you know you got to get on board with that, because in 10 years there will be a unicorn out of that, right? And so this is a long-term play. That's the other part that I don't think we mentioned tonight. This is not a get rich. This is nobody's Ponzi scheme or pyramid. This is investing. And so it's a long-term play. So it could be 5 to 10 years before you see a substantial return. But that's what investing is, right? That's how it works when it works. And so, you know, just the opportunity. I tell you, I'll share just briefly, you know, when I travel, and whenever we go out of the country, and I travel with a travel group, and so there's some magic in that anyway. Just a bunch of Black people traveling the world together is amazing. But when we travel, we say we're from the United States, every place we've been, everybody says, Obama, we love Obama. And so when I think of crowdfunding and I think of the Jobs Act that allows us to do this, I want to scream, Obama, you know, because he's the one that signed this in that allows us to do it. And so it's the little things that make the big impact, right? And I think, you know, I'm just so grateful that we have the opportunity, and that, you know, for a change, the law is on our side.
Dr. Keisha?
Oh, I just want to welcome everybody back into our space. And just to close out, you know, really just to echo all over again, you know, we really have been working hard on behalf of the community. We've listened to you. We've made adjustments to lots of things. You know, we're certainly within the walled gardens of the SEC rules and the like, but we really have a heart for this mission. And we really have been rolling up our sleeves, all of us, in different ways to really, really make this happen. So at this juncture, on May 22nd, we're looking for you guys. We're looking for you guys as the community to show up, okay? So, you know, have that 100 ready, be ready to press any links and pass things off to everybody you know who are like-minded individuals, and let's do this thing. We owe it to our ancestors, guys. You know, we owe it to our future generations. This is our time. This truly is our time. Let's take advantage of the, you know, the rules and the regulations that are in place. So there's like no excuse, you know, there's no excuse. Let's go, you know, so I'm looking forward to you guys on the other side. So let's do this.
Felicia?
Yesterday, I don't know how many of you watched, former President Obama gave a wonderful commencement speech like, again, just brilliant, full sentences and everything, with emotion and, evocation and humor and drama. But one thing he did say, he was like, you need to build a community, because no one does big things by themselves. And I think that sums up the whole entire aspect of what we're doing here. We need to do big things, and we need to do them collectively.
Amen. So I want to go back. Dean is asking a question that I think is important, and we talked about transparency here, so we're going to be 1,000% transparent here. Dean is saying, say we get 10,000 members right away, times $100 is $1 million. Is that all for administrative purposes? No. We Buy Black has 1.3 million members. The Black community has 10.8 million people making $50,000 or more. If you have faith in us, first of all of us have full-time jobs except me. I'm a full-time entrepreneur, but I'm not using this money. This money is going into capturing as much of the 10.8 million people that we can get. Why? Because the more people we have and the more people we have engaged, the more businesses we can help, and we can get ourselves out of this zero wealth by 2053 train wreck that so
It's
many
heading our way. Yeah.
is happening. So that is the purpose of this money, is for us, first of all, to have some money in order to operate. But the majority of money is going to marketing and really getting the word out there so much. Like, I want you to be able to turn Roland Martin and see the 10K Project, the Breakfast Club and see the 10K Project, all of your favorite micro influencers that talk about Black wealth and financial literacy and tend to see the 10K. I want you to say, I see the 10K Project so much, I'm sick of seeing these people. And then we'll know that we're successful at our advertising. But we want to be everywhere.
And if you don't mind me adding to that, in the spirit of transparency, is, Cherie just said it, the four of the five of us have day jobs and we work for other people. Cherie still has a business or other businesses. She works for herself, but we still have other commitments. And so, and I'm a new entrepreneur, so I'll add that. And so to you entrepreneurs, if I had a hat on, I'd take it off, because I don't know how you juggle life and business because you can't shut it off at 5 p.m., right? And so, at some point, we would like to be empowered to say, it's been real, corporate America, right? Thank you for all that you've given me, right? I appreciate you.
That.
But I'm gonna head over here and take care of my people. Like, that's my speech, right? That's the one I'm wanting to give. And so at some point, we'd love to be able to do that so that we can be all in to the 10K Project.
Absolutely. So Gerald has something else that he's saying. I will agree about circulating the money through the community, but we also have to be open to other suggestions, which is sometimes a problem with groups on Facebook, just my opinion. I agree with you. I absolutely agree with you. One of the people that we spoke with was a woman named Ruth Hedges. She is a white woman who helped write the crowdfunding bill that we are using to build this platform. We are not against other groups of people. And that's why one of the things that I said is if you have the experience and the ability to help these companies, do it. But please do not waste our money or their money if you do not have the experience to help those companies with whatever it is that they want to do. And those companies will most likely have to work with diverse groups of people anyway, especially if we're hiring people. There are laws, and Tawana's an HR person, there are laws that you can't hire all Black people either, if you're going to have payroll. So, but you are right. There's actually a stat that talks about the most diverse companies make like 46% more or something like that. I forgot the exact percentage, but it's significantly more than non-diverse companies, which is why you'll see when you have these white companies with all their white entrepreneurs. I actually read this article today. It said that self-driving cars are more likely to hit Black people. Why? Because the coders did not account for Black people when they were doing their algorithms. So yes, you're right, Gerald, and I absolutely applaud you for that. And we do need to, on the other side, think about that as well. So absolutely agree with you.
So I got to jump in on this one, and then I know we got to go.
Yes.
So Gerald, I just want to add to that that, you know, by no means do we want to exclude any assistance that comes from a different ethnic background or a different ethnicity. However, you know, for so long, people have seen this community as a money grab, right? And we want to make sure that that's not the case. So it has to be proven that anyone, Black, white, or otherwise, anyone we bring into this program, they have a love for this community that is unmatched, right? Because it can't just be a number. Put those dollar signs back up, Dr. Keisha. It can't be that, right? They can't just see this community as a money grab. It has to be, we want to see this community evolve and grow because we love this community. And you don't have to be Black to love this community. I have a very diverse family. We are not all Black, but they love Black people and they do right by us. And that's the magic word there. They have to be willing to do right by us. And so that's the guideline, that's the standard. But we absolutely are open. Listen, the wealth gap is there because there are other ethnicities that have more money than us. We would be fools not to listen to them, right? Not to listen to the rich people tell us how to be rich. We're not fools. So we know the right people we need to listen to, and we're willing to partner with them. But they have to, in their soul and in their spirit, they have to be good. They have to be just.
Yeah,
All right,
Gerald's
I'm gonna
saying
shut up
he's
because I know we
agreeing.
got.
So, yeah, Gerald is saying he's agreeing. I think we're all in agreement here. And one of the things we have to check with our attorneys on this, but I'm listening and listening, I'll just say, to a lot of diverse opinions with regard to the economy, where business is growing, where growth is happening. And these are the types of things I'd love to either bring to the platform or bring to our partner organizations, or, you know, whatever we can do legally compliant wise with the SEC, so that you can get diverse thought, because there are going to be people who see the world differently than we do. And they'll be able to say, well, the acres of diamonds are over there. You know, why don't some of you go over there and get those government contracts, or go to this country and there's a lot of opportunity internationally in Canada and the UK or whatever it is. So yeah, that's what makes our businesses stronger as well, when our businesses don't just serve Black people, but they're able to serve the entire world, you know? So with that, I have another appointment.
So do I.
That was supposed to start at 7 o'clock. So let me get over there. But I want to say thank you to everybody who participated in tonight's live. We are 1000% transparent. So keep the questions coming. And if you need to reach me, info@the10kproject.com, or people are messaging me in Facebook, that's fine as well. But if you want a little bit more of an immediate response, email me, info@the10kproject.com. Thank you to everybody who said that they're in for May 22nd. We love you. Thank you so much and have a great evening.
Good night.
Good night.